Hey, you're right, Mel. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Oh, hold on. I think my speaker's low. Hold on. Voila.
Can you hear
Hear
me?
me? Yeah.
Yes.
We're cooking on gas. We're cooking on gas. Ooh, the lighting's good. The lighting's good.
How are you? How's things going?
Oh man, good. Hanging in there. Doing what we can. Had my birthday in lockdown, which was crazy.
No way. When was your birthday?
It was May the 12th. Yeah, so I'm Taurus. All the Taurus out there, you know
Oh
what's
my
up.
God, happy belated.
Thank you. But you know what? It's like, I wasn't going to do it. Then someone said, I'll just do it. It was like my family, a few friends, some of the agency guys and that. And the DJ was from the agency. He smashed it. Like I had to
Also,
put
you actually had like
a Zoom party. Yeah, I had a Zoom party and like they were connecting, we were dancing. I was like, where's your drink stuff? And it was getting a bit messy.
Really?
And this came out, my trademark fan, when this comes out, yo, it's popping, yo. I don't go nowhere about this. This has got its own Instagram, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was on. So, I mean, just trying to do what we can in this time, trying to still keep creating and just hanging in there, man.
That's
brighter days will come, you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. I think this year it's, the key is to remember it, but not to let it kind of overshadow what, like, take control of us, you know what I mean?
It's a crazy year, Anthony.
But
it's such a crazy year. Towards the end of last year, like especially like for me, the agency, all my actors, everybody was so buzzing for 2020, you know what I mean? Like, whoa, like bring it on, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every month was just like, but despite that, there's still good stuff, you know what I mean? Still things happening, so it's getting a balance in it.
That's it. So for people watching, I just want you to know, I just want to give you an introduction, Mel. You are, I don't even know where to start. You're like the most multi-talented person that, one of the most multi-talented people that I know. You're an actor, and a comedian, a host, a talent agent. Like, you've got so many strings to your bow. Like, it's just insane. So yeah, I just want to say like a massive thank you for letting me interview you. It really is an honor.
Oh, no problem, man. Like, I worked with you early back in my journey with casting directors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're still working together, and that was a brilliant project. I actually was looking at it the other day, and I'm still cracking up. You know what I mean? So,
that's testament to, for those watching, that Mel was, web series that I directed, but she's also in a short film that I did earlier this year, and one was comedy and one was serious, and it's just testament.
It's good, man. It's good working with
you. So I just want to get started. I want to ask you about your early kind of beginnings and your journey. You went to Barbara Speaks.
Yeah.
So tell me.
I went stage school as a child. So like my older sister went, Michelle, and then my mum was like, keep it going. So I was there with her for just a few years. But when you're younger, it's like I just got sent there. I was like, I wasn't really in, I didn't see it, but your parents see what's for you, So our parents see the talent in us. But I had a cousin that was like the same age as me. We were going to the same school. We were just rolling. And so when I went there, I was like, why are you sending me there? Like, it's just like a friend thing. But, I learned so much there as a child, like from 8 years old. I did tap, ballet, jazz. I got those jazz hands.
The whole 9 yards.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm really good at tap. Like I got to gold. I got to gold. And like even now, I can still tap, do the 140 rings and everything like that. Yeah, I'm proud, ballet. But I mean, it's just things that you learn as a youngster. But when I left school, I didn't actually want to do the arts. When I was at Barbara Speaks, actually, when my sister left, so Naomi Campbell used to go there, she left, my sister, Phil Collins' mum, the drummer guy, his mum used to be in the agency. His sister went on to do the agency. And I used to go to school with like Damage and Ultimate Chaos, those sort of guys. They were
legends.
Yeah, they were younger than me, sort of coming up. So it's funny, and they're still around, they're still around. And Mark Summers, the casting director, used to go to my school. He used to go to Barbara Speaks as well. Yeah. And Mark Summers, talking about like networking, keeping links and stuff. Mark Summers put me in my first music video 20 years ago. He cast me. That's how long he's been around. He cast me in Shola Amma's music video, I Believe in Love. 20 years ago.
That's
yeah, and I can still audition for him today. He will audition my dad. He auditions my talent. You know, that's from when I was like 10. I know
the whole thing from a very, what I'm getting is from a very, very early age, you built up relationships that you've maintained.
You still have them, yeah. Still have those links. I mean, I didn't know he was going to do that. Like, he left the school. He went on to be a casting director. They needed a choir. Now, even in this choir, to show you that Mark was on it, they needed a choir, smiley faces. He called up the school, just remembered me. That's like his job, to remember talent, you know? He remembered me from school. But when I was in that music video, even people from Floetry, Natalie from Floetry was in that video, before Floetry. Mark Summers cast her as well. You know what I'm saying?
That eye for talent.
The eye for talent, yeah.
So when did you know that it was, because you said your parents could see from, and other people like Mark Summers could see it, your parents could see it, but when did you know that this was a journey that you wanted to go on?
Well, like, so when I left school and all of that, so I didn't do the acting in that. I thought I was a rapper, innit? I was a rapper known as Caramel G. Listen, I thought I was bad. You know what I'm saying? So I just went on that route. I was like singing, rapping, actually started emceeing on Jungle, right? So I used to be like a tomboy and everybody was emceeing. There was no girls. And I used to be like, yo, I want to come on this thing. And I used to try and get through. It was hard. It was hard. And then I went into rap and stuff. But I was always, I could always spot talent. So I finally saw it myself. I always saw it myself in music, but not like acting and not like comedy. Comedy, I was always just like the class clown telling jokes. That was like family, normal party vibes. Me and my dad. That was just kind of normal. Acting, I wasn't really even trying to do that. But comedy is something as I got older, I used to just want to do. But spotting talent, my younger brother called Daniel, he used to be called MC Smart Guy. He was in my camp. So when I was doing the artist stuff, I had my own label. So I used to have my own label. I put my stuff out independently. My album's even in Spotify now, guys. If you want to check it out, Raising the Game.
Yeah, I'm doing that after this. Right?
Yeah, Raising the Game by Caramel G, my debut album. Made it into Spotify from whatever I did years ago. But I used to manage my brother. So I used to host talent shows. Somehow I always ended up in stuff. So I would go to the show and they're like, why don't you host it, Mel? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Then I end up hosting it. Then the guy's like, Mel, you're good with talent. Why don't you manage some? I'm like, I'm not trying to manage talent. And then people's like, why don't you manage me? And so I used to have acts like, do you know Samuel Benter? You know Samuel Benter?
That name rings.
He did all about the Mackenzies and all that stuff.
Yes, yeah, I know that show. I'm familiar with that.
I used to manage him when he was 16 as a rapper called Mysterious before he did acting. Yeah. So he's a talent that came to me at 16 and said, manage me. And I'm like, but I don't manage talent. And he had an album. He was really smart. He's a very clever guy as well. He had an album. He had a manager. No, he had a producer. He had an album, but he wanted a manager. And I was just like, this kid's on it. He had more than me. Do you know what I mean? And he could perform. So again, I saw the talent in him. I saw it in my younger brother, Daniel. He was called MC Smart Guy. So he would go into those contests. I'd train him up in the rapping, give him those bars and that. He did really well. I put him in a contest, and on BBC, it used to be Top of the Pop Sunday before all of that stuff ended. And he won a contest out of 500 boys in the country to perform live on Top of the Pops with Kelly Rowland.
Oh my days.
Yeah. This is like what I'm saying. And he won it, and like he was there with Kelly Rowland. Like, I got the video as well. I got the video like from a VHS, but we recorded it the other day. And he performed Dilemma as Little Nelly with Kelly Rowland. Like, he's got his own kid now. Do you know what I mean? So that was a world exclusive. Like, I looked at it the other day, we played it, and I was like, oh my God, it actually said world exclusive. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God, I did that. Like, it was, you know, it's because it was family, you know, it was just our family buzz. But when I go back and think, shit, like if this is before YouTube, and you see, this is the first time around we didn't have the net and stuff. Yeah, we was just word of mouth, just about a text message, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have, like, if that happened now, he would have been on Ellen, like loads of stuff would have happened. Do you know what I mean? But this was just before that wave. So I think the first time around, I did lots of stuff. Caramel G, I thought was going to take over the world. Do you know what I'm saying? And then I got, like, I used to do a little bit of working. I always could work and stuff, but I'd work 6 months and leave. 6 months and leave just to make some money and go. But somehow I had like caramelg.com, I had all of this stuff. And then I got this agency job, supposed to be temporary. And I ended up there 12 years. You know what I'm saying? Don't even ask me how. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I ended up there 12 years, yeah? Every year I was leaving, Anthony. Every year I was leaving, you know. I'm just going to save a bit more. I'm gone, man. Caramel G can't stop, right? And then I got a bit of promotion, do you know what I mean? Bit of money.
Yeah.
Moved to head office, you know what I mean? Start doing my holidays, you know what I mean? Got comfy. I was just nice, you know? Along the way, I was still doing, you know, the Caramel G kind of died off. So I wasn't acting, I wasn't doing comedy. Music was my main thing. And the people around me, so they were dancing. If I had talent, they were dancing music videos. So there's a Naylor Boss music video called La 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 that I did casting for.
Yeah.
I cast that, all the dancers and that. I used to have an agency called MTG Entertainment, which is my initials. But it's mainly dancers for videos. I wasn't doing acting. But it was very small, you know, died off, you know. Money wasn't really there, no money in the music videos. You know, it's like there's no money in it today. So that died off, and then I got caught up in the corporate world. 12 years, and then I got headhunted to another company 2 years. And I was there 14 years. And in that time, it's like I just did less and less and less creative stuff. And it's just like, along the way, I don't know, probably it's 2014. I started thinking, man, this ain't for me. You know, like, yeah, you know, I had the holidays now.
Yeah.
You know? I did that now. I've done that now. I've done the music, but I don't really want to do that again. Like, what can I do? Like something different, more. Like, I just always know there's something more than this. And I've gone saving and just getting a bit bored of that now, you know. So I tried comedy. So I did like a little comedy course. Yeah. And I rocked up to this free event. It's like a free comedy session. Check it out. And they're like, if you like it, I think the course was like $125 or something like that for 6 weeks. But somebody would win a free place. The guy would just give somebody a free place on that day if he came. I went there chatting up the place, doing my comedy, blah, blah. And at the end, he had 2 of us that he wanted to give the free place. And I was one of them. Right? And I was like, oh my God, like, I'm only coming to check it out. Do you know what I mean? But you know, when sometimes it's like it's meant to be. It's like, I was like, okay.
The universe is working for you.
It was lining it up, as they say, you know. And then he had the 2 of us, and then the course was going to start like the following week. And the other girl just said, look, she's not available, so you might as well count her out. I'm like, what? So I literally got the course, started doing the course. Now, the course don't make you funny. Do you know what I mean? Like, people say, can a comedy course make you funny? It can't make you funny, but it gave me the confidence to go out there. So at these stages, at that stage in my life, I believed all their music. Anybody came to me, I would battle them down. I would have smashed up anybody, man, woman, and child. I believed in that. I'm not even joking. I would have battled anybody. My tunes was high, right?
Yeah.
I was in battle mode. I believe. That's what I said. Belief was important. But I realized in the comedy, I thought I was funny. My family told me that. But I didn't really believe if I went out there. And then what I identified again, my fear. So my fear back then was, what if they don't laugh? That was the only fear that I really had. Is the only reason I didn't do it is like, what if they don't laugh? Like, you're going to die on stage, you know?
Yeah.
That was the only reason that I didn't really go out there. Because I used to go to comedy shows for like 5 years straight. Me and my cousin, we watched Jeff Schumann and all that. Sometimes they say, somebody come down and take a 5 minutes. And they say, go on, Mel. I'd never do it. No, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't take that chance. But doing the course, it just enabled me to get the confidence and belief that I could go out there and do the comedy. Because that's what I needed. I just needed the belief to go out there and just don't worry about if they don't laugh.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So in that 6 weeks, we did like the structure, and it was just to get a 5-minute set. Just the whole thing was just to get 5 minutes to perform at the end. And, you know, at the end, I could do like 25, 30 minutes now. But to do a 5-minute set at the beginning, oh my God. Oh my God. It was, we used to do it in 2.5 minutes. You know? Now, look at me chatting now. I can chat all day. Do you see what I mean? But somehow a 5-minute comedy set was in my mind like the end of the world.
Why was that tricky at that point?
I just think, as I said, I just didn't want to go out there and just nobody just laugh. And as I said, it sounds so silly, but that was my fear. If you ask me why didn't I do it, I just thought, oh, what if they don't laugh? But that stopped me for many years of not going out there. Yeah. A different story about my fear was learning to swim. So when I learned to swim, just before comedy, I had fear of water. And I never thought I'd ever swim. Yeah. And then when I learned to swim, that's when I said, hold on, well, what else can I do? So that little unlocking that
Just
fear,
that little thing dropped.
I would tell anybody, when I write my book, that journey was vital. That I could talk all day about that alone. But just unlocking that, the next thing I said to myself, because literally even when I swam the first time, I nearly drowned. Yeah, because I couldn't believe it. When I actually felt that I was gone, I nearly drowned. The panic, oh my God, yeah, because I never saw that day. And that's the day I said to myself, well, what else could I do that I haven't seen? Because I knew I could do music all day. I told you, I killed them in music, yeah? I killed them. Now, battle me, send me an Instagram DM, I will smash you up. I still got that. But with the other stuff, I didn't. So after that, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try it. So the next one, I was like, what do I want to do next? And it's like comedy. So I didn't have the fear anymore. So I was like, let me just go out there, try it, you know? But in my first set, I must say I was the headline. I was like, there was 10 performers, I did close, you know what I mean? And I still got the video of my first set, you know? If I look at it back now, it's like, oh my God, like, but it was, for that time, it was good. And it gave me that kind of confidence, like my music, you know? So again, I started to believe, you know? Maybe I could do this, like maybe I could do this. And then my second gig was a comedy contest. So there was a comedy contest called, it was called Golden Jester. And the group, there's like advanced, and I was beginner comedy. So my teacher had entered, the advanced people had entered, and they weren't getting through. And they told me that. So they said, Mel, and what happened when I did my first gig, yeah, it's like you write your comedy, yeah. I wrote the comedy, and so I had certain laughs that I was expecting.
Oh, okay.
But then when I was doing you know what I mean? Yeah, I said what I thought, right? But then when I was doing it, they was laughing different places, right? Because I'm animated, innit? So my action, my face, and stupid stuff that I never wrote on paper, right? So I didn't get to do all of my set because when they start laughing, I was like, oh, it threw me off, or they laughed somewhere different. I was like, oh, so I kind of jumped the set. So even though I didn't, I was happy. I was like, man, I didn't even do all the gags.
So was it one of those ones where with comedy, you can't anticipate anything when you do a stand-up?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's not as predictable as you just go and do your script in that theatre, you just watch it and clap. There's going to be interaction. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're not going to just, but I'd never done it. So I didn't anticipate I had so much to say, to be honest. You can see I'm a chatterbox, yeah. I don't know how long this interview is going to be. Hopefully edit it out, but I'm a right chatterbox, but it's like I had so much to say. So I actually wrote content for 5 minutes straight, like a record with no interruptions. That's how my set was. Anything untoward, I wasn't expecting. I didn't see it coming. But remember, this is like my first gig. You know? That was my learning straight away. Like, oh, for the time I came out, well, hey, the people's laughing. Like, huh? Do you know what I mean? Because that's what I learned a lot on the comedy journey about energy, presence, the audience, interaction. I never ever got heckled. Again, I used to worry about getting heckled, you know, the hecklers. I never ever got heckled. And I realized the hecklers only heckle you if you give them the chance. Yeah. You give them the chance. Yeah. But I came out like, bam, da, 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 da. I was like, I used to call myself like Usain Bolt of comedy. I was so fast, and I was like animated like Lee Evans. And I think I came out, they didn't even have a chance to gauge like what's going on before the heckler could say anything. And there's one night where I was like number 14 on a comedy night. The drinks was going in. People was actually, the hecklers was there at the front. I saw a tray coming in with like 10 drinks. I said, this is the night. This is the night that, you know, this is gonna be the night. I thought. The guy before me, he had hosted that talent contest before, a seasoned comedian to me, He didn't even finish his set, his 10-minute set. He ran off 6 minutes off, and he says to me, they're animals, Mel, they're animals. Right? And I'm like, Jesus. I went out there, they never said a thing, mate. I turned the mic on them, like, yo, I come out there like, yo, it's me from North Wheezy. I used to have a G belt, Melanie G. They was like this. They didn't know what hit them. I was like, what you lot saying? Anyone saying anything? Silence.
So your energy spoke before you entered the room? That's what I'm getting.
It seems like it, and it's like you have to control it. So I'm saying, like, if the heckler comes at you like, "Hey mate," or whatever, and you start, they come at you. It's like, I know, it's like an animal thing. They see you dying up there, and it's a gang mentality, yeah. But if you come out there and you're just in command, I'm saying, I flipped it on them before they heckled me. I said to them, "Yeah, you don't got anything to say?" And I went to that heckling table. That was the trouble, and they was silent. So once you approach them like that, they was on the back foot.
Yes.
They never expect me to come to them because I've seen them destroying people that night. But when I flipped it, they were silenced. But in general, I think I never had that problem. But sometimes it is good when you have to respond to it. But you have to control what you do, you know.
From listening, I feel like that experience of being in an audience, I mean, I guess a lot of actors do it with theatre, but that experience being in an audience where, you know, with theatre, the audience are usually, they're coming to being entertained. So for the most part, they're with you. But with comedy, you're getting, like you said, you get those hecklers, those people. So from what I'm getting is that it allowed you to build up a lot of determination and resilience, and it could prepare you for anything. Like that's why I'm definitely.
This is what I think that comedy journey was very, very good. I say on the second gig, I said to them, "Oh, I loved it, but I didn't get all my stuff out." So they said to me, "Mel," because I couldn't get any paid gigs or anything, I'm just starting. They said, "Go to the Golden Jester. You know what I mean? It's a contest, but at least you can just go and perform, get it out there." They're like, "We all done it. We didn't make it." Like, they didn't make it seem like a problem. So I thought, I don't really care if I don't get through. Again, I don't care. I'm not going there to win. I'm going there to do my set. And I just want to do it now with what I've learned about the anticipation of the interaction and and so I dropped out a little bit to give more time. So again, it's adjusting the set. And can you believe I got through that night? I got through to the quarterfinal. So my second gig, I got through to my second gig, I got to the quarterfinals of this contest. I remember my teacher and all the advanced people didn't get through. I only went there to, just to give it a shot. And that's what I realized again. Like if I pressured myself, like maybe if I put too much pressure on this, like I want this too much. I just went there like, "Ooh, I'm here again, just giving it a shot," and I got through. You know what I mean?
That is incredible. That it really is. But how, in terms of like, I guess a question I've got, which I didn't write down, and it's not, but in terms of like applying yourself in comedy, you said something. How much work do you have to put in when you're doing stand-up comedy? Like, I know you do the writing and then you do the rehearsing, but how much of it is free flow in terms of?
For me, I think
you said that you obviously, with acting, you do the work and then you obviously let it go. But in terms of doing stand-up comedy, how much of that is you do it and then you just, like, how much is, I guess what I'm trying to say is how much is the hard work and the free flow? Because obviously you're very talented, but how do you, like, I don't know, do you get what I'm trying to say?
It's really, I see what you're trying to say, it's really hard. It's like to be honest, no gig can really be the same. That's the first thing, no comedy gig can be the same. Like I could smash it tonight in Hackney. I could smash it tonight in Hackney. And then go to Brighton with the same set and die. In the same set. This is where you have to be clever. Because sometimes it's not your comedy, it's the room, it's the people, and you have to adjust. And this is where I saw some comedians die, and this is what I learned watching. I used to always be first. People used to be scared to be first. Again, I don't know why, but when you're first, it's like I just went and then just did it, got off, because I couldn't drink before. Some people drank to do the comedy. But if I drank, I forgot all my lines and that. So I used to just want to get it out of the way so I could sit back and drink and enjoy the show. So I used to watch all of them and I'd see what they do. So there's one night when they were getting heckled really bad. And again, comedy is quite male. So there's a lot of guys, maybe 2 or 3 girls. I was one of the girls. Now, again, even a comedy audience in the central London sort of, underground sort of comedy circuit is quite male as well, even the audience, So, but on this night, it was like a hen night. It was like a hen night, so it was like 90% female. And the first guy came out with his jokes, "My missus indoors, my missus indoors." No, boo, like that. Look at the audience tonight, mate. They don't want to hear those jokes. This was like your modern day girls, millennials. Them jokes is not going to work. Yeah. Heckle, boo, off. Yeah. Third, fourth comedian doing the same. The fifth comedian come out, some terrible jokes. This joke's not for the females. And he had the cheek to come out and say, yeah, well, it looks like the male joke's not going down tonight. Well, I got some more for ya. Boo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you're not gonna, but they could do that set somewhere else and smash it. Just not in that room tonight.
So know your audience then.
So you would have your set. So I used to have a set. It's like a record. You got your beginning. You got all your stories. Like for me, it was like a record. You got the thing, little. For me, I wanted the laugh straight away. So I wanted to get a laugh straight away. I learned if you got a laugh straight away, you get the audience on side. So get the audience on side. That's what I learned straight away. So I'd come out singing, whoa, yeah, ooh, some terrible singing, yeah. And people was like, they're like, what the hell? Because again, I used to go and do comedy because I was female and black, and that I used to have a short hair. They tell me, I go to a pub on a comedy night, and they tell me, oh, what? You're singing Motown tonight, babes. You're singing Motown. I'm like, Motown? I'm doing comedy. So then I say, you want Motown? You want Motown? So I come out, where? And then they're like, huh? And so I used to throw that in because again, people was expecting something different and I would just go the other way. Same thing, all the male MCs were in Jungle were guys. I wanted to do something different. So I would go against the grain. But I forgot what you were saying, but I think you can't just have your set. So if I was doing my set as a record that works every night and I got halfway in and I feel that I'm not really got the crowd, maybe, I don't know, maybe they're not the right age for this tonight, maybe they're not feeling it. That's when you've got to throw that to the side and just go fresh. Maybe improv, that's when you might see them start talking. So who's in the room tonight? Anyone from, yeah, you might have to do something different. And that's how I got into hosting. Because then someone said to me, you'd be a good host. Because my set was so much of just journey, I didn't interact. Yeah. But when I started talking to them, or one time I brought a guy up and did jokes with them, people really liked that. So then I got into the hosting of events from the comedy, which as a host, you have to still be funny, but you're not scripted. So the best thing, a host was really good for me. Host is off the book. I turn up, like, give me the paper, let's go. I don't know nothing. And that's the best. That is the best night. And people used to message after I host, oh my God, you was great. You cracked me up as a host. And I literally would just turn up at 5 to 7. And they'd be panicking. Where is she? I'm like, just give me the lineup. Just give me the lineup. And I was good to go. And it was good when things went wrong. If something went wrong and I was hosting, that's when you got to fill in. So and even in my comedy, like sometimes I'd write my set on the day, which a lot of comedians, they do the same set year after year after year. I've seen some comedy shows 5 years apart and seen the same set. No. But even with my acting, I like to just do like 1, 2, 3 takes. Casting directors was a rehearsal and 1 take, and I went home. Yeah, that was real. In and out. Yeah, and people said to me, "Was that a real audition?" People didn't know,
Serious?
Yeah. Was that scripted, Mel? People used to ask me because it was so fresh. Yeah. But if you do that 10 times, it's never going to be the same as the first 1 or 2. And in general, when I film, I do normally 1 and 1 for safety. That's the kind of stuff I do. If I'm doing 5 or more, it maybe I don't really. For me, it's just never going to be the same. For me, it's like I'm like alive. I'm definitely live.
So it's that whole thing about being playful. You're very playful with, and I think one of the keys is to being adaptable.
Yes,
that's something that I feel that has complemented you all throughout your career. You've been able to be almost like chameleon-esque, that you can adapt. If a director, because I know when I've directed you, I've said, oh, okay, let's do it this other way. And you're able to do that straight away. So I guess that's testament to the whole journey. But what I want to know is, how did you went from you did comedy, you do hosting. How do you separate comedy and serious roles? How would you find that?
Well, so then that was a challenge. That was a challenge. So then it was like, so I had the comedy thing, that silly girl, crazy girl, vibes, energy. And then some kind of acting stuff came up. So again, things just come your way. And I thought, again, I never would say no. I'll give it a try. I would always just give it a try. I think that's the key. I'm not going to say no anymore. From the swimming, I thought, well, obviously I did acting as a child. I never really tried it in my adult life, so I'm not going to say no. But the first part I had was a character called Peaches. The part was bubbly, curvy. It literally was Mel turn up. You know what I mean? Yeah. And at first I did say, oh, I'm not really an actress. And the guy said, oh, it's just like you, Mel, just turn up sort of thing. And I did that job, but then I thought, that's not really acting. So on that job, I thought, okay, I turned up, I was Peaches. But Peaches was like me with the camera on. But I said, that's not acting. I said, I want to not be me. I don't want to be me on the turn up on the set. So then I said, okay, the next job, I don't want to be nothing like me. You see what I'm saying? Then I'm going to do something different. So then I think I got a part in this film called The Rat Killer, right? And I was a proper comedian these times. I was known for comedy all day. I was winning awards as comedy. Yeah. And then The Rat Killer, it's on you. I got it on YouTube somewhere private. I'll send it to you. I was like a crackhead, heroin, alcoholic, abusive mum. Yeah. Listen, the director sent me a still from that film. And I said, I don't even want to see it. I don't want to see it. I was in a zone. But again, that was a challenge because I don't have kids anyway. I play so many mum roles. People think I've got kids. I don't even have children. I don't have any children. I just get that from like my family, my mum, my gran, or people around me. But obviously I've got that caring vibe. But I don't have, so I'm not a mum. So that part, I'm not a mum. I'm not a druggie. I'm not abusive. I was none of those things. Yeah. I'm going for that part. Yeah. And I never thought I was going to get it, to be honest. But again, I tried. I just tried. But so from that part, again, I was like, it's not me. So I was, from the beginning, I was thinking about the look. So when I went there, the director, again, I still work with that director today. On that first project, I still worked with him on a film called A Conversation that screened last year. And I worked with him on that Rat Killer. But when I turned up, he said he was impressed because I was thinking about the clothing, the hair, the look. So I was telling him, my hair's like this now, but I think he was like, at details. Yeah, because I wanted to be a character. As I said, I don't want to be me. And this woman is very far removed from me. So what's she going to look like? But because I was new to the acting in that time, maybe 2015 or whenever, I didn't realize that's not really what I'm supposed to be doing. That's what they do. Like maybe as an actress, maybe you're not really supposed to think about those things because that's what costume and hair and makeup. But I think I had that naivety that I don't really know what you're supposed to do. But this is what I would do, and this is what I think. And some people liked it. Not everyone likes it. Some people did like it. So he was impressed with that. And to be that part, I just watched like Jungle Fever, some actresses that kind of went in. So I did my research and my prep, and I went in and I got that part, right? I couldn't believe it. And then I did that part. I wasn't the lead. I was the mum to the lead. And halfway through the edit, they kept on ringing me saying, boy, the editor's saying the mum, man.
Yeah.
Mum was going in, man. And I said, what were you saying? There's like, boy, ring again, boy. Strong, Mel, strong. I was like, what? And I was like, let me see it then, My mum used to do social work and stuff. And my mum watched it, and my mum was traumatized. My mum rang me back and said, wow, it really reminded her of all the stories. I was like, Mum, it's a film. But that's when I realized I did something good. Because when I did a screening in my house, and everyone thought it would be comedy. That's the thing. They said to me, what is it, Mel? I said, don't worry. So everyone had popcorn.
So you didn't tell them or anything?
No, I didn't tell them what it was. And they was like this. One of my cousins, Christina, she said, I got to watch it again because she just wasn't be comedy and her brain couldn't take it in. And then I was like, you see, not what you expect. And then that's the only scene I had, like strong. I think the Peaches thing never came out. That's the only thing that I had. And then the sound guy on that went to Ealing Film School afterwards. He was making a film. And then he called the director for me and said, I want that girl from your film. So then my next film came from that job. So again, I learned early that if you're good on set, look like, they remember you, innit? Yeah. So then I got, my next film came from that. So I had 2 scenes at the beginning. I had no spotlight again, so I was working. Remember, this is while I'm working in the corporate world, I'm working, all this stuff's going on. I had 2 scenes. I had no spotlight, no agent, nothing. I'm just trying to get back in. So I did background. I got those little parts. Those 2 scenes got me an agent. And then with my background and I think a couple of other films, I got into spotlight. And then it kind of started. But then even when I was in spotlight, I was still getting all my stuff. So if I've got 100 credits on Spotlight, and I probably got that or more in all the different fields, corporate work and blah, blah, and all that, I probably got 90 of them. And then that's when I realized, I'm not being funny, the agents are good in that, but I'm getting a lot of the work. And that came from the people I know, like you, the people I worked with before calling me back, somebody else that they knew call me back. If they knew a mum, it's like if there was a mum role, people just put me forward. So I used to get a lot of things without the agency in it and that. And I just used to message them, I'll put that out in the diary, put that out in the diary. So for a long time, I was kind of a talent agent for myself. If you see what I mean? I was getting all the work. So then all those years of working direct to the producers and that direct and stuff. And then later when I did other films, so from that show where I got an agent, I got Spotlight. But again, that wasn't the answer. I think some people now, they get the spotlight and the agent, they think that's the answer.
They think it's game over, that's it.
If I did that, we might not be speaking right now. And I'm not trying to disrespect any agents or anybody out there. It's just, you have to still do something for you as well, even to help the agent. And like, even now I still work with my talent, they get things themselves and that. I like to see proactive actors. In the time of Corona, you know, Spotlight is not that active right now. So as an actor, I still talk to my talent all the time, but there's only a few jobs coming in daily. So I tell them this is the time they need to look on their Mandies. If they're on Mandy, Star Now, whatever, if they know a man making a film, like I'm not trying to hold back anybody acting. I'm not in it for the money, blah, blah. If you need to still be working, there's casting calls on Twitter and all of that. Like I don't do that in the Spotlight side of things now. But for myself, I did that for many years while I was in Spotlight. And it got me far. So even now I told them, look, I see something on there because you can't put them forward for those stuff, some of those jobs. They have to do the self-tape. So I told them, look, keep active, you know, practice, get your skills up, get a voice reel. So in this time, just still create, do a vlog, do a blog, do something, you know?
It's crazy you said that because now, I mean, these are, you know, these are tough times, these are tragic times, these are times where, you know, freelancers, creatives, you know, everyone's kind of in the same boat. But the flip side of that coin is this is a moment where, as artists, we can create. We can create so much. We can learn so much about ourselves and what we want and what we have to do, which you said all those things. You said what we have to do to get to where we want to. You have to do the work yourself. You have to look within yourself so, you know, to contradict what I'm saying is that there's so much greatness to be found in a time like this. You know, it's a great, this is
in a time like this,
you know,
because to be honest, like even I'm supposed to do writing. Like I was so busy with the agency. I mean, I think August will be 2 years that I set up. You know, and like these guys, the team got this made for me at Christmas.
Guys, I want you to look at this.
They got that made for me, you know, and sent it to me for Christmas. They all chipped in and sent me that. And, you know, it's going to be 2 years this year. But I never saw it, you know. Again, I didn't, I know you're going to ask me later about the talent agency and stuff, but I'll just throw it in and I I was just acting, doing my thing, Anthony. I was just doing my thing. And I thought I was doing quite well at it. But along the way, when I was, you know, so along the way, I quit my job. So in 2017, I quit my job. I just decided I want to be 100% creative for myself. I was just looking back thinking, I've done all of this, you know, but I did it with like 50% because I was still working. When I was still working, I was still the PA to my dad's business. I was the PA to my dad's business for 10 years while I had a day job, while I was trying to make my dreams come true with my music and rap and all of that. Do you know what I mean? Then later with the comedy and acting. So along the way, I said to my dad, look, I can't be your PA anymore. Like that was hard. I said, Dad, look, I'm drained. I was burning out. You know, you can't burn out. You know what I mean? I was gonna burn out. I was doing way too much, and I just realized if you're doing too much, like you said, I've got a lot of hats. I used to have a lot of hats. I was doing 1,000 things. But I realized I'm only doing them a little bit good. But what if I did 100% into one of them or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I decided. So I thought, you know what? I need to. Yes, I've worked and all that. I need to give that up. And let me just focus 100%. And instead of saying I'm a rapper, singer, comedian, actress, host, all of this stuff, I just said I'm a creative. Like you said, we need to create. I'm a creative. As a comedian, I can do stand up. I can do hosting. I can do presenting. A lot of presenters on TV are comedians. I can do many things, and I can do comedy film. I can do comedy acting. So it's one thing, but I can do many things with that. At the time I wasn't really looking at talent agency. I said from the comedy, the acting, my hosting, my presenting, I've done radio before. I started, it's about the belief. And when I quit, that was a big jump. It was like, you know, I was so comfy. I was getting that regular money. to go into the uncertainty of auditioning.
Yeah.
And that was one of my toughest things. That decision, I for about 2 years, I was going to leave. My mum would stop me. Somebody had a reason, your bills, your mortgage, your this. But 1 year, I just decided, no. I did the maths. I said I can take 12 months out like a sabbatical, and I owe it to myself to just try 100%. So at the time, I had a little bit of savings. I could have bought a car. People saying, buy a car. I got a little punto. People's like, get a car, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't even drive. You know what I mean? I was doing like 400 miles. So I'm commuting in Central, nowhere to park in Central. I wasn't using my car. So buying a car was not of interest to me. But what I decided was I'm going to invest in myself for the next 12 months. So if I have to even use my own savings for myself to try and do what I want to do, that's what I'm going to do. That's going to be more valuable to me than a car that is going to lose value. And who cares about car? That's not really my interest in life. Do you know what I mean? I don't even like driving, so that's not going to ever get me. So I was like, no, I don't want a car. So I spoke to my family. I told them, look, I've done the maths, I've done the same, I can pay my bills, I've done that. And this is if I didn't make anything for at least 12 months. But then I had the belief that if I even made a acting, you know, so then it's like if you get one commercial and the buyout, you know what I mean? So you had to just believe. I just had to believe that in a 12 months, can I get a commercial? Do you know what I mean? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Can I get some comedy bookings? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Can I book a hosting gig? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Then I can pay my bills. And then I had that's how I looked at it now. Not like before, it's like, oh yeah, what is it? You know, a bit more doubtful. Oh God, but what if it don't happen? But I just actually said to myself, if I can't make like a little bit of change, like it's like a hustle. I went to hustle mode. Like if I can't make this little bit of change using my skills, it's like I'm wasting my talent. I had to like get hard on myself. Like this is actually a waste of God's gifts. If I'm sitting at this desk here doing this, when you said at the beginning, I got this, I felt like I was wasting the talent I had. And I had to get hard on myself and say, no, at least try. Again, it's at least try. That's what I advise anybody. If you at least try your dream or something, because you will never know. It actually will never know until you do it.
You gotta
if
take
I never tried comedy,
that leap.
The leap of faith. If I never tried comedy, we wouldn't be here. If I never tried to swim, we wouldn't be here. So again, I may have failed. One of the statements I've seen online, there's all these fixed sayings, but fail your way to success is a good one.
Yeah.
You can fail, but if you succeed after, where's the failing?
Yeah.
I'm saying to you, so fail, but keep on pushing until you get a success, you know? And so, yes, I just had to change my views, my mentality, and then stuff started happening, you know, I quit my job, and then, yes, stuff just, I think, you know, like this law of attraction and all these type of things, it's all real. Yeah. But I think it's never going to line up if you're not even in a position to receive it. You don't say believe, receive, and blah, blah, all of that. But I could believe all day. But sitting in that job 9 to 5 for 14 years, I'm not ready to receive though. Yeah. Because I can't do it there. Yeah. I can't do it while I'm sitting behind that desk, what I needed to do. But when I took the leap of faith, and I had the belief, and now I'm ready to receive. I'm ready to receive. I'm here now. I'm ready to receive. Nothing can't stop me. I actually felt like a free woman. When I quit work, it's like I wasn't a prisoner. But for some reason, I felt free. It was really weird because I didn't have to worry about booking off a holiday, you know. I was limited in my acting when I was working towards the end as I got busier. You know, I needed time off. You know, a little theatre production, 2 weeks off. I got 10 days left, you know, a little holiday. I was running out of holiday like sometimes in June when acting was getting busy. And one year I had the ultimatum of like, what do I do? I literally, am I not going to do any acting for 6 months? Because I had no holiday left. And do my job. And it's like, that's when I was like, nah, man, I need to step. And then at that stage, I got another job came from somewhere, headhunted. They came and gave me, and I was like, what am I going to do? Another job came. And because I changed jobs that year, I got holiday pro rata. So I got holiday that enabled me to carry on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, things was just lining up, man. I can't lie, things was lining up, you know? And it's like, I'm just going.
Because you'd put yourself in that, you'd applied yourself, you've done all
yes.
of and you'd put yourself in that position. And
things was coming. I can't lie, things was definitely coming, but I think I had to do that jump. Yeah. No matter, if I stayed in that job, it would never have happened. And then when I quit, I did a whole year of just like, for me, my acting, I did like some theatre, some fringe, and I didn't have to worry about nothing. It was all good. But then it's like, I'm a worker, Anthony. Do you know what I mean? Like, I worked since I was 16. You know, I'm business. Like, I had car wash when I was 10. Like, I'm always doing stuff. Do you know what I mean?
And that's for that's what people who are watching this. You have to do the work. You have.
Oh yeah.
There's no.
As I said, I'm a worker. Everything is work. I know you're a worker. You don't stop grafting. Do you know what I mean? You do it all. It's not going to happen if you don't do the work. So I had the first year of doing the stuff for me and blah blah, and then the auditioning and a couple of days audition, and then there were some days where it's like, what's gonna, a bit boring, eh? Because I'm a worker, I'm business, and I was sitting down there like, oh my god, like, just imagine it. One day I had this thought. Oh my god, I think it was a little bit quiet. It wasn't Corona time, but something happened and it's a bit quiet for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and I just suddenly had this thought: what if it was quiet for 3, like a Corona time, basically? What if it was quiet for 3 months or 6 months? Or just imagine no auditions came. I just had this day. And I thought, what would I do? I was like, I am not going back to work. You know what I'm saying? I am not going back to work. And the fear that something might happen, I might have to go back to work, made me set up my agency. Well, it wasn't an agency I was going to set up, but I said, I need to do something. I need to do something that even if I didn't have this acting, I'm not going back to work. That is not happening. So I said, okay, so I wanted to do motivational speaking, because I do like to inspire and help others. So I was trying to do that. I did some of that with some youngsters at Google and some little, the 100 Black Men Association. I did like some workshops there about think positive, dream big with their youngsters, and one of another I am future at Google. And that was about social media and marketing and stuff like that. So I was doing that for a bit, but that was just love and passion. I thought I might go around to schools and do that. I thought, yeah, but I don't know if that's going to pay my bills. Do you know what I mean? If it was quiet. I was like, what else? And then I sat here again. I was with my boyfriend at the time. I just said to him, do you know what? What used to happen is, I say like Spotlight, you're an actor. So I wake up in the morning, I'd see on Spotlight, maybe nudge your agent, maybe I go on Mandy, apply, whatever. Maybe I went on Star. I go on everything. I was on everything. That's the thing. You need to be out there, eyes open. It doesn't matter if I'm Spotlight and all of that. It doesn't, all this hype, I'm Spotlight. Look, my angling commercial, I did this angling commercial that was huge. Everyone thought, that's when people thought I made it. It's so funny, all the work I did, but people told me, girl, you made it when I did the angling commercial. People I worked with years ago saw that and found me online and said, girl, I see you, yeah? Well, I got that from Star Now. I got that from Star Now, and I sent the details to my agent to deal with, yeah? So what I'm saying is, don't get too precious out here. So I'm saying there's my eyes, in this job, talent, everything, I need to keep my eyes open for talent. The talent might be on Spotlight. It might be a Spotlight actor, but it might not. It might be some kid that's coming up on the block that we just ain't seen or heard about yet. My eyes is not just to limit that off, especially where I came from and how I got back into it. So, and then I kept on meeting talent. So because I'll do these type of projects that were non-Spotlight, I kept on meeting, and I was the mum, I kept on meeting these young talents or whatever. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, oh, I'm just trying. I'm like, why are you not in Top Boy? Or why are you not doing something? Like, oh, no, Spotlight. I'm like, why are you not in Spotlight? Why? They wasn't really in it or getting that they need to be in it. Like, you need to be in it to win it. Like, you need to be in there, but it's not the only thing. It's one of many. Even today, I'm in all of them. Even today, I'm still everywhere. You don't know where it's going to come from. The people, producers, filmmakers, cast directors, they don't only use Spotlight. You'll see castings on Twitter and everything now more and more. They're looking for talent all over. This is their jobs. Everybody needs to keep their eyes open, right? So, oh God, I lost my train of thought there.
No, I was just like, I want to know about, in terms of you, well, we're talking about that transition from...
Oh, to the agency, yeah. So what happened, I used to find a lot of the talents. I used to find a lot of them. And then I just used to, some of them I'd say, stay in touch, man. So I wasn't an agent. I just was acting. But I'd meet them like, stay Facebook, man. Let's networking, like what I did from day dot. Stay in touch. Like you, as I say, you never know. Like these people didn't know I was going to be an agent or anything like this. I didn't know I was going to be an agent, But I kept details. And then what would happen is I'd see a job and I'd apply. And then I might see a job come up next, like male, 25 to 30, got a beard, black man. I might think, oh my God, Anthony can do that. You know what I'm saying? And then I'd started to see jobs like, oh my God, like Bradley could do that though. And like, but oh man, but they're not in Spotlight though, innit? Like, oh, it's a shame. And so it's only taken me, like I'm a black female in 28, well, 30 to 40 age group acting, right? So there's only a few jobs that might come up for me like that in a day.
Yeah.
But along the day, I might have seen 15 jobs that I know my friends could do, that I know they could go, but they're not going to get in there. So then I said, oh, do you know what? Maybe if I did an agency, I could do a bit of my motivational, like my training, help them, develop them, all of that. but I'm going to just have 10. This was the vision. Just 10 little talents I've seen along the way. This was the vision. Just help them. And I said, if I could do what I did for myself with the jobs and all of this, I thought I did well for myself. I'm going to try it for 10. It was an experiment. And I said that they're going to be different. That's what I'm saying. It's not black, it's not white. They're going to be different because the jobs is for different people that I see. So it's not about just having black and just having white. They want Arabic, they want this, they want everything. Yeah. So I need to have all of it, innit? So I said, I want to just try and get different people and just see different ages and all of that. I looked at my dad at 70, and I got down to 18. So I've got a mix of people, mix of races. And suddenly it was like 10, actors. And a lot of them even today, I've worked with all the actors. I've probably about 80% of my talent, I've worked with them on set in films.
And they're absolutely killing it. I saw they've booked quite a few TV roles.
The guy bought Homeland, that was, I was running 6 months and the guy bought Homeland, you know what I'm saying?
That's incredible.
And he's just got, I just had the trailer for Mummy Mysteries. He's playing this king. It's going to come out on Channel 5 soon. It came out on Travel Channel US. And the trailer alone looks, those Egyptian docudrama things going back?
Yeah.
I think one of the guys was in Top Boy. Lady did ITV Honor. Lot of commercials, all those commercials, Walkers, Burger King, FIFA. The guy bought FIFA, Taco Bell in America, Just Eat Idents, Love Island. I mean, it's a dream. I mean, as I said, I had a vision to just help a few. But I never knew how many people were going to come. That's what I'm saying. They say you build it and they come. All these things are real. Like, the minute I built it, people came to me. And I've never posted. You've never seen me go online and say, books open, talent, come here. You never see me do that.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen me do that?
You know what? Yeah, that's so true.
My books have never been open or closed. I just set up. And people came. And they came from all over the world. And I'm like, how do they know me from all over Seriously. People would come here, they'd message me. I just come from Spain. They trained like a week in the UK. And they found me, but they were trained from their country though and stuff. And I'm like, how could you get here a week and find me? Like, these people would interest me though. Because I'm like, I just set up. And you came here and you found me. And all these things, real recognize, real blah, blah, blah. Certain people that came to me, I was very interested. Especially as running for like 2 weeks or a month. Out of all the agencies in the world, you decided to message me. I was really interested because I said, you must be about something too. And a lot of the people I've got, we are like the same. I'm saying it's not color. Talent is not color. Talent is just talent. I've got gay, I've got non-binary, I've got Kurdish, I've got Persian, I've got Irish, I've got Jamaican, I've got Italian, I've got Spanish, I've got African, Caribbean, British. I've got this talent and just, I think we're just all humans, isn't it? It's like, I'm not trying to specialize in anybody. I just want talent.
Yeah.
If you've got the talent and I think I can get you a job, then I would represent you. So, and I think when people started to look at my agency, like even my website, I built that. Anthony, I have no web design skills in the world. I have no web design skills in the world. I can't even draw a stick man. I'm the worst art. I can't do art. I'm very creative. I could just about write. My writing is a mess. I love typing. But when I wanted to do something, that's what I'm saying. That's what I just noticed. If you want to do something, sometimes your passion and things just happen. I wanted someone to do the site that was being a bit long. I've got web designers in the family that's been a bit long. I just decided I'm going to buy MelanieGayleTalent.com. I went onto Wix and I built the site and I built it day by day to where it is today. And I don't even want to change it. And people message me and say, I like your site all the time. I'm like, wow, I made that, But again, just the will in my heart to want to do it. I used to be sitting there sometimes seriously like this. Like I was tired. I felt like the first 2 weeks, I literally had the idea. I think I set up at the bank. I built the website. I bought the name. I met the accountant. And I set up the Instagram. And then the rest was history.
It's crazy.
The rest was history.
I guess for me, a good question that I want to ask, and you've got your hand in so many things. You're so multi award-winning, multi-talented.
Oh, yes, darling. Yeah. Where is my award? Where is the award?
But as someone, for me, I put my focus into filmmaking and producing and doing my production company. But how do you juggle? How do you navigate between being a talent agent, but also a very successful talent agent, and also being a very successful, actor. And when I say I mean comedian, I mean a host. Like,
yes, a creator, entertainer, even just an entertainer. I mean, I have to give thanks again, like in this 2020, this terrible year that we've had, in January or February, I just got some message telling me, I won the American Film Awards, like Breakthrough Actress 2020, like in LA or something, like sitting here, from London. And this is while I'm running my agency. So like you're saying, like, again, remember I said to you before, I did 1,000 things, but I wanted to whittle it down and just try and be successful in a couple. Yes. And I just decided to just focus. I do all that stuff, but let me just focus on, because again, I can incorporate the comedy and the comedy acting. That's what I did, But I said, let me just work down to the talent agency and the acting and just those few things. And then in 2020, in under 2 years, and in 22 years of doing that, I haven't won an award for my acting before. My awards before was for comedy. I won Best Comedian and Best Female Comedian in the BEFFTAs. But I didn't win anything for acting until I was running a talent agency, because I was still working. Yeah. And so when I won that in 2020, I was like, wow, this is really good, because I'm still like on my journey and I'm still helping people that's on their journey, and people can see that, and they're in America. And that was really, saying again, we was having crazy things happen earlier this year, and that was like really refreshing. And then I got nominated for this year again, Diversity and Media Awards, Entrepreneur of Excellence. Yeah. Like with the business again. Now for me again, someone that just had a vision and a dream to help people. While I'm trying to be an actor, I'm trying to do it and trying to get the balance of all these other things and condensing. And as I said to you, I'm about talent and to be recognized for this diversity. And as the entrepreneur, which I said to you, I love business. That was really good, again, in a bad time for the year. And then even now, I've got, in the Corona time, I've been nominated for the Black British Business Awards again. Now, this one, as a business person, so put all the acting aside, that is huge to me. That's so huge. Because this is stuff wasn't even on the cards. I never told you I did it for. You didn't even hear me mention money. So I'm saying that the most important thing is it's just something I wanted to do. And what I learned is when I want to do something, I will put in 100 to anything I want to do. Any job I had, I was number one in a few weeks, 2 weeks. I work hard, but I just decided to work hard for myself. Money will always come and stuff, but I didn't set up for commission. I set up to just help others like me that was the same kind of talent like me. They might not look like me, but maybe they've got talent like me, and maybe they need a little guidance and a help. And that's all I wanted to do. I never thought I don't do it for awards or nomination or anything. The business award, I was in shock for about a week, because I was like, when I looked at it, it's all endorsed by the government, like it's big. It's about Britain and business, proper business. They just want to know about financials. I'm like, oh my God, like, who nominated me for this? And even I know it's a business, but because I loved it so much, I wasn't even like a business. Wasn't even like working. You know what I mean? It's just what I do. Even my family, my sister would ring me and say, have you really been only doing this a year? Like, it's like you've done it all your life. Yeah. My sister would get phone calls from people saying, man, I see your sister's really doing well with it. Like, people started to see it, but I think even I might be one of the last people to see it, because I've been working so much. I've just been working on it. I think this time in Corona has allowed me to sit back, and people used to always tell me, Mel, pat yourself on the back, girl. Like, I think this time just allowed me to just like breathe and like acknowledge it all and just think next steps. But that award really shocked me, because I thought, I'm a businesswoman as well, so I'm an actor, but I do love business, and that really meant a lot. Like, all of them mean a lot, but to acknowledge my business and what I've been doing, and for the Black businesses and all, I just thought it was really good. So it's really hard to it was hard to sort of do it, but again, I never ever did it and I said I was gonna stop acting. Like, I never ever said it's not a money in a business like, oh, I'm gonna stop. It was some way I had to find the balance, because I love my acting just as much as I love business, and I love helping people. And this company has allowed me to do all three. Yeah. The only thing what I've had to sacrifice is, like, obviously I can't do, a big tour. I can't do a West End show for 12 months. I can't do maybe some big job. I haven't had to turn anything down as yet. I've got like a little assistant that covers me. So you would see that mainly what I do now as an actress is I just do, again, the stuff that I like. So, things that you're doing with the knife crime, I call them like my passion projects. So, like, I love my office, so I would work all day and do my stuff. But if there's a film along the way that I like, or there's a commercial that's going to pay my bills, you know what I mean, or something. Commercials are quick. So, commercials are in and out. That's not going to hold me back. But in terms of filming and stuff, I just can only do certain stuff. So I can't, as I said, I can't do touring or anything like that. But it hasn't really hindered my acting. I've probably done, the fact that I even won an award in the same year I could get nominated for business shows you that I've been acting probably just as much, if not more,
So
when I was not an agent.
Yes.
And I'm actually in about 6 or 7 films with my talent since setting up the agency. And one of them called Fair Trade, there's got about 8 or 10 of them from the agency in it, and me. It's got over 500,000 views on Link Up TV in about, I don't know, 2 months or something. So I still even work with them while, as I say, so my motto is we work together, we grow together. Like, that's how it is, because I actually work with them, you know.
I mean, there's so many gems, and I just want to go over a few of them.
Oh, Jesus.
For people that are watching it. So I guess what I get, and I've written some down, is that how you've been able to navigate them. You've always put in that work. You've always had that drive, that dedication, but the passion has outweighed everything. And it's so true. Your passion for your passion for your craft has allowed you to not think of it as I'm doing this, I'm juggling this thing, I'm juggling that. It's something that you found.
That's what I do.
And I've also got that for people watching, that you are a person, an incredible talent, and creative and entrepreneur and all these things, but to start from, to get to where you've got to, your mindset went from what if to I can. That's what I've written down. What if I can. And I think it's important for, you know, any creative watching this to know that it's all right to question yourself and have that what if, but you also have to have that mindset of I can do anything, you know.
Yeah, I can.
I am limitless, and that's what I've got from you, which is just incredible.
Yeah, I think as well with my family. I haven't mentioned my family. Like, my family is great. Like, the girls, we're like the original Cosbys. Like, my dad thinks he's the funniest man in town. Like, everyone's trying to talk over everyone. You got little kids that's too louder than me. Like, it's crazy. But in my family, we believe we can do anything. Like, if I said to them I'm going to go to the moon tomorrow, they'll probably say, yeah, good luck, Mel. Like, nobody ever stopped us. That's what I'm saying. It's people. Nobody ever told us in our family we can't do anything. I think that's very important. In my family, they're not all celebrities or anything like that, but whatever they do, they're successful at it. Whatever job they have, they're good at it. And so I think, you know, in my whole family, my uncles and my aunties, they're all successful. It's not about celebrity. I think around me growing up, I've just seen hardworking people. My dad's got his own business. He works with his brother. They've worked together since I was about 16. And maybe now with Corona, like, my dad's 70 now. He should have retired 5 years ago. My dad's gone 5 years over retirement, and he wasn't going to stop. But I think now Corona might have stopped him. But I see workers around me. But everybody, my mum had her own business. My mum used to do things in the community, like in Brent. The Gayle family is known. Like, people came on Facebook and found me and said, "Tell your dad he's the best man I ever met." And like, people messaged me to pass on things to my dad. Your mum, they see me, tell your mum that she made these changes in my life. My mum used to run a thing called Black Insight in Harlesden. And Black Insight was a community organization. You know, like, everybody, even today, don't like to say black and stuff. They say Bex, you know, black excellence stuff. My mum had a place in Harlesden called Black Insight on the wall. Yeah. There was a magazine called Black Insight that used to come out. My mum used to type 100 words and all this stuff. She used to teach them secretarial skills. Give them work experience. It was like a modern day Connections. My mum used to do this by herself. It was before Connections and stuff. And she used to teach them secretarial skills, let them work there, give them work experience, and they get jobs. And then for the kids, she'd run activities. So we do steel band, we used to go ice skating, we used to do African dance. So we was always doing stuff. That's the thing. So I think we was always in it, and my mum was always in it. And then my dad used to work, and then he used to run Kingfisher's Youth Centre in Neaston. That was with all the young guys, football, table tennis, Space Invaders, pool. So I was either with my dad or my mum growing up. And I only ever saw them doing this kind of community and helping people. And this is what that's what I was doing. I say, from steel pan to everything, we did stuff. And I think now that, like, again, is keep busy, keep active. And I think that's why it would be, I can't really see a day I just sit down and just, hey, I'm watching TV, because he was always active. It's not going to happen. My TV's off. It's usually on silence. I will find something to do. You know, I've always got, I want to just show you something. So hold on. So like there's a time, like even this book here, I'm very proud of this book because I love Brent. I always chat about Brent, but this is a poetry book that I got published and made in 2002. And yeah, with the I got Millennium Awarded. I got Millennium Award in Brent, and I made this in an audio CD with all the schools. And I went around to the schools and told them to write about Brent, and then I put it all together. Yeah, in 2002 I did this.
Oh, so did you wrote that?
I compiled it, so it's a collection of poems from all the local school children. But I put the whole project together and got it published. Recorded an audio CD. I've got a poem in there. My sister's got a poem in there, and I gave a bit at the beginning to my parents about Brent and that.
Oh, yeah, that's incredible.
So I did. So this is something that's always keep it close. I got all. It's in all. It went to all the libraries. Maybe we printed 1,000. We gave some to all the school kids and that, and then we put it in all the local libraries. And then that. But again, that's just something again that. Again, I've never done a book or anything like that. But when I did it, and I'm still happy with it. And I'm very proud of that achievement as well. So, but again, that's something like with my parents, with the Brent community. I felt like I was something giving back like my parents did when I made that.
Yeah, and you give back a lot, which is really important for people to know. I think we are in that generation where we are in a social media generation where it's just like, we consume so quickly, we want to put out stuff, want to do But I think a lot of creatives know that one of the keys is giving back. Like whether that be through your art, whether that be through whatever you're doing, I think it's so important. And you just talking to me right now and the energy that you give off is so
I'm getting hot. I'm like my dad. Me and my dad are the only people I know that can talk, can sweat from talking. If you put me and my dad in a room, the two of us will just talk. So much energy, just from talking, I can get hot,
So I guess what I want to ask you is, you've spoke about some of the challenges that you had as a creative. You've acknowledged that, from your early beginnings in taking a risk or taking that leap of faith, not a risk, you took a leap of faith. You spoke about, swimming, which I think is an integral story.
That is a story. We could make a film about that one, man. I've got some ideas.
You've spoken about, the talent agency, but what I guess I want to know is, what was one of the greatest challenges that you had to deal with in your career, and how did you deal with it? Like, if you had to pick, I know there's not just that one, but if you had to think of one right now, a challenge that you've had like a challenging thing that's happened in your career, what has it been and how have you dealt with it? I think it's important for people to know.
Like as an actress.
Just as a creative, it could be as an actor.
I think, do you know what? I just think, you see, I love challenges. That's the thing, is I love challenges. I like to push myself. So I'm saying to you, I don't want it easy. So a challenge can be overcome to me. Do you know what I mean? If you tell me I can't do it, I'll say I can do it. If you say it's green, I'll say it's yellow. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go against the grain. Like, I will try things. You know what I mean? Challenges. There's always challenges, Anthony. There'll be challenges every day. The amount of challenges I had in the office just to get up, you know what I mean, and go in, because like nobody wants to do the 9 to 5, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you do it. I mean, that was a challenge every day going to work, but I did it because I had to pay my bills and live and stuff. In terms of acting, one of the biggest challenges I had since setting up was I had a film called A Conversation. It was about 14-page film. And I had about 11 pages of that dialogue. It's the most dialogue I ever had. And it literally was, the woman might say, so tell me about your journey. And I talk for 3 pages, Anthony. Do you know what I'm saying? And then something else, and you talk for 5 pages.
I saw.
You seen a little in the black background. So that was like an experimental film. So that was like a stage play. It should have been theatre.
Yeah.
But the guy was experimenting, filming in a 1 location scene, and he lit it and everything like stage. But it was a film.
Yeah.
And, again, I'm acting, I've just got the agency. That was the first film that I had to do since I set up. And it was a 2-day shoot in the week. Because again, I can do weekends, I can do evenings and things like that, but it was in the week. So I had my assistant Bradley trained up, ready to cover me. That was fine. But I was just so busy. what I wasn't doing was like finding the balance to switch off and get the lines in. Now remember, I said I do love challenges and everything, but this is the most lines I ever had in the acting ever. Do you know what I mean? I never learned that much to date, and I don't even really want to do it again if I had to. It was a lot. It's just rambling on dialogue like that. So I knew I needed at least a month. And I had the script from early, and I should have been learning it. But every week, something was happening, a booking, the homeland, something was going on. You know what I mean? And I ended up giving myself 7 days. And I actually said at the screening, never, I told my talent, don't ever do this. I gave myself 7 days to learn the 11 pages of dialogue. Okay. And like I said, I like challenges, I like pressure, but that one really brought me. That's the one where maybe you're not gonna make it, you know?
Yeah.
And I literally got to the point where I was like, oh my God, it's Sunday, and I'm filming like the following week, do you know what I mean? I was like, oh my God. And so the pressure started coming in.
Yeah.
And it's not good. You're not going to operate that good under the pressure. And I'm still doing the agency in a day. And I've got to learn this. But Bradley was a good help to me. So I had to learn that really quickly. Get in there, get on the set. And somehow I did it. But I had to do every trick in the book, writing it down, listening to it, play it back, talk it through, everything. And you know what? I did it. I did it. I had to thank the Lord. I had to thank the Lord and say amen.
Give thanks to God.
But it was just a touch too much. So again, in terms of like taking on too much, that was probably, I put myself under too much pressure in the time I gave myself. But again, in terms of, but then saying that, right, I did tell the director at the screening, because he never knew. The director didn't know. I did tell him at the screening, and he was like horrified. But for me, I found a new way of kind of working. So what happened is I knew a lot of the dialogue. But you know, like when you're acting, you get the line, you know, to carry on. But I said to you, sometimes I was rambling for 3 pages. And some of the stuff he was repeating, like on page 5, might come in at page 10 and 7 again. So sometimes you could have jumped to the wrong thing or something. So you can see I'm quite hyper and I'm quite fast. So again, with that character, I went into the hair, the clothes, the tone. I had a different tonality, different pace. I was on a different level. We did all of that. And the director said straight away, I like your tone. He liked the vibe I brought. But because I didn't know the words 100, 100, the pacing was very interesting. There. And I think if I knew it in the back of my head, I might have been just a bit faster. But you know, when you just like a bit more thought, like, so it just put a little extra time, because I'm trying to do that recall. It's not, I know it's there. And then what I used to do is I learned, instead of stopping and starting again, I would just say lines. So if I was going to forget it, because I knew the lines, it's just, was I going to go to the wrong page? So if I was going to go to the wrong page or something, I would just go like this and I say line. They give me the line and I just turn back and I just carried on. So in terms of when you're not editing it, you just had to move it forward. But you know what I'm saying? So you just cut out the line bit. But I never moved. My body never moved. I never moved. At the beginning, he would say cut. I go over to the woman, look at it, come back, reset. When you sit back again, you're never in the same position again. If I get up and come back, I'm never going to be exactly the same way I was sitting.
Yeah.
But when I was just saying line and come back, in the end, it looks like I'm talking for 30 minutes straight. Because you know what I'm saying to you? So people said to me, how you learn all of that? I'm giving away the secrets here, but as an actress, I learned little tricks. If it was a live theatre, I can't really do that. But it made the film work like it's just like one take. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no movement. The only movement is this, and then the guy said just give it 3 seconds or so before I talk again, and then they could just cut it in. And there's no movement. So I learned a lot even on set. I learned a lot on set. I think the key is to just learning. I think the beauty with me, coming back as an adult actor, is I don't know what the rules are. I don't care what the rules are. I don't know what the rules is in comedy. I don't know what the rules is in comedy, but this is what I'm doing. I don't know what the rules is in talent agency. I don't know, but this is what I'm doing. And I think this is important. You know, my dad used to always say to us, you know, I'll tell him, oh, I want this because that person at school's got that. My dad said, I don't care about them. You're dealing with me. You don't care about the other person. And then what I do, not rude or anything, but there's loads of talent agencies out there. There's people out there 20 years before me in Covent Garden and all of this. Why am I going to sit down here worrying about that? Why would I take 1 second worrying about this? What I need to do is what I need to do with my talent. That's what I need to do. That's my focus. People are telling me, man, it must be tough, girl. all the competition out there. Yes, it is tough, but everything's tough. Life's tough. But you know what? In my circle and my bubble, I'm doing good. Despite what they're doing. And I wish every agent the best out there, because I can't represent every talent in the country. I'm one person. We need agents. We need agents. What I want to be is a good agent. That's my focus. I want my talent to succeed. That's my focus. And I think people must stop worrying about other people.
Yes.
What other people's doing. You know, I came into comedy and some people told there were so many rules. Like when I got through on a second, and then my dad said, wow, she got through on their second gig. My dad used to support me, my dad was there, all my gigs. And the man said, second gig, they never knew it was my second gig. If they knew it was my second gig, I probably wouldn't have got through. There's so much comedy rules that there's no way you're supposed to get through on your second gig. Then somebody saw me at my third gig, said, you should do hosting. The guy said, oh no, you can't do hosting. You need to do 100 comedy gigs before you do hosting. Who said that? Who said that? So these unwritten rules. So in some of the comedy circuit, they said no, but then in a dinner dance, in another circles, in a music event, they never care about no 100 gigs. So maybe my hosting wasn't in a comedy gig. But as I said, I don't care about these rules. Who said that? You can't do that. So I did many things quick that they said is not meant to be done. That's what I'm saying. But who said that? Who says, you know, there's people that they said they're going to live 6 days. They're 30 today, Anthony. Do you know what I'm saying to you? You can't let people lead you to what you want to do.
That's it. And
yeah? This is the key. You must do you and what you can do. And I would always be happy because I'm achieving. I just got to see one of my talents on TV sitting here in Corona and see Beckone's advert come on.
Yeah.
I did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get joy out of the joy I get when they even call me and say they booked the job, or I've got to ring them and tell them, man, you know, you can't pay for that stuff. You know, you just can't pay. When the money hits the bank and then I pay the commission and I pay the bills, that's no joy there. Yes, that doesn't get me excited. The joy of the people, and I see my talent happy. Like I said, it's about what do you want to do in life. So I said, anybody, like I know there's lots of people setting up, doing casting. That's lovely. As I said, I cannot manage every talent out there. It's very important I keep a nice number. I could go crazy. I get messages every day of people want to join. But I think if I have too much, I'm not going to be able to give what I give right now.
Yes.
So for me, it's like if somebody leaves or somebody moves on, then I take on more. But I've got a nice, manageable amount. But I know there's still so much talent around me. But maybe if I take on too much, I won't be as good. So I don't want to get lost. Remember, I'm supposed to have 10. I've got more than that. So I'm doing more than I wanted, and we're working. And that was my vision. I want them to be working actors. They're working, they've got jobs, their CV's gone up, they're in spotlight, we're achieving, we're in films together, they got material. One of the guys told me when he joined, he says, Mel, I just want a line. I just want a line. He's doing background. He got FIFA commercial, lead hero, MCS commercial hero. He actually just put the Adidas campaign, you know, just before the lockdown, he got the Adidas campaign for the billboards and that, and then it got cancelled in lockdown, right? And he did some music video the other day. I think Elton John's on the track and all this. But this guy just came to me with a dream that he just wanted a line. But I saw this guy was passion and hunger. You know? So when I first started out, I had a lot of just some young, real talent that I just, you know, this one, Carly, I will mention Carly because Carly came to me at a Fully Focused event, right? He knew Jordan and Bradley and that lot. I think he was 17 at the time, and he'd only been helping him out as like a runner, background, no line. And he was talking to them and he was saying to them, who's that? Who's that? And they're like, it's our agent. You know, it's our agent. It's like, whoa, you know, the guy's getting gassed. Whoa, agent. And they're like, yeah, it's cool. You know, I mean, cool. He's like, hook me up, bro, hook me up. And they was like, no. But they're being cool, like, you know, it's just not how it works. You know, like, got to build up the team, which is real. You got to build up like what I said. But sometimes you do get a chance. So sometimes you can give a lifeline. You can give a lifeline as well. But they were telling him the kind of spiel, you know, you got to go after blah, blah, blah. The guy was listening, but he weren't really listening. You know what I'm saying? Because I liked him because he seemed like he really about this thing. You know what I mean? And he didn't listen to what they said. And the minute they turned their back, I think they went toilet to the bar. The minute they turned their back, he come up to me. He's like, here, it's me, Carlu, telling about himself. You know, I want to do this thing. And he was in my face. And I've never forgotten the guy for that. I said, because he's like me. He didn't listen to what they said. They told him, like, really, not yet, you know?
Yeah.
Not yet, Carlu, really, bro. Hold off. But he said, nah. And I liked him for that. You know what I'm saying? It's a funny thing, but I said that's the kind of thing what I would do.
Yeah.
Because he's saying that's what you think. What he's saying to them is that's what you think. I'm ready still. And he stepped in my face again, and I said, you know what, kid? I said, have you got anything? He's like, he ain't got anything, just want a line. But he had passion, he had the passion, I could feel it in him. And I said, you know what, kid? Here's my card. I said, send me a monologue. Yeah. I said, send me a video of yourself. Let me know about you, your family, get a bit of personality and all that. And do me a monologue. 2 minutes, something like that. And let me just see, because I can't represent you I said, I told her I worked with these guys. I know these guys, I've seen them working. Same thing, I need to see something.
Yeah.
I took about 2-3 weeks. He sent me this monologue that up to this day is still outstanding. And he wrote it. And he sent me this monologue, and I watched this monologue, you know. I was like, the guy was talking different. I was like, no. And I sent it to them. I said, have you seen you lot's mate? Have you seen your mate acting? And they said, oh my God. And even they said, you deserve a chance, you know. So I'm going to give you a chance. And that kid was over the moon. And I got him added into Spotlight. So he got added into Spotlight, agency under the under-25 thing. And then he booked FIFA. He was at university. So he came, and then we had like a little workshop thing, an in-house workshop. I did a 1-day in-house workshop, 4 hours, on audition techniques, monologue and all of that. Smashed it. The guy smashed it up. And then he went on, out of 100 boys, he booked the FIFA, NCS, and then I said, this Adidas and all of that. And this was while he was studying. Like he was only off for a few weeks.
Massive.
And I love that guy because he really was the one that I just, like I said, you can do the spotlight, you can do all that, but sometimes you do need a chance. But I saw the passion in him, and he does the work. Trust me. So there's so as an agent, I just try to, if you're Spotlight, yes. But again, if you're out there and I see you really about that, because as I said, sometimes you just need a chance. As I said, people can help. There's other people can help more than me, but they don't. So I can only help where I can. And that's, I think like you said, what I do, I enjoy it. Maybe other people might not enjoy it, whatever. But I think if more people just helped a bit more, just gave back a bit of mentoring.
That's it. And I think one of the biggest takeaways that I'm getting is, with the question that I asked was, what's the most challenging thing, is that you love challenges. And I think what is important for people to learn is that we have to, and I feel like this with all kind of most aspects of life, you know, politics, creativity, as humans, we have to reach our levels. We have to tap into our potential. And by doing that, it's not always going to be done through comfort. In fact,
life is not easy. Life is not easy.
Yeah.
And what is happening now? A lot of people are weak. So something happened. Let's give up. Oh my God. Oh my God. The bill's talking about. Oh, it's over. You find a way, man. I just believe there's always. I'm a problem solver, and the day job as a problem solver. As I'm saying, things can get overcome. The key what I use is I turn negatives into positives. Remember, you can't have none of them without the other. So negative situations, what I seen in my dad as a youngster. My dad was working engineer, got made redundant. He could have given up, got on redundant, blah, blah. This when I was 16. But my dad didn't get redundant. He just said, do you know what? He's got his own skills. He's going to set up his own business. And he's got his own business today. He retired on his own business. Now, the redundancy is a bad thing. But then if he didn't get made redundant, he might have just stayed there collecting his wages. So it's a bad thing, that it's positive that he set up his own business, and then it inspired me to even have a business. And God knows how much people in our family to inspire and do things for ourselves. When I was at work, before I quit my last job, I had like an appraisal. And I'm straight talking. I'm very honest. I'm real. I'm straight talking. And at work, it was going a bit bad. Things were a bit rough. It was getting a bit patchy, you know. And they asked me, how's it going? I was like, it's just going, sort of thing. Gave them my real views. And then the woman told me that I'm negative. And just because I didn't come in there and just say, it's beautiful. Right? But that's the day that I have to thank that woman, because I said, I'm negative. She's like, yeah. I said, but I'm a motivational speaker. I said, this should be a film. This speech what I gave them, they've never seen it in their life in the workplace. I said, how can I be negative when, if you put my name in Google, I'm known for motivational speaking. If you come out of these 4 walls in here, I'm highly inspirational. But in here, where I'm spending 37.5 hours of my life, 5 days a week, and you're taking my time, you're not telling me I'm negative. And I was like, wow, and that's the day when I thought, I don't belong here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I've been doing this all this time, giving all this, not doing what I should be doing. And the people can't even see me for who I am or what I do. And if you think I'm negative, Anthony, I don't really want to be around you, you know? You know what I'm saying to you? This is what you really think, you know? And that's what they don't know me. And I went home that weekend and I said, I don't belong here. And that's why I resigned as well. And when I resigned to that woman, I said to her, do you know what? Thank you. That woman will never forget me. I said to her, I really thank you. And she said, why? I said, for making me wake up and see my worth. Because I don't belong here.
Yes.
Let me tell you, the woman nearly collapsed. Because she's like, thank me for what? I thanked her. Because what I'm saying to Anthony, you don't want bad treatment in life. You don't want shit to happen. You don't want people to treat you like this and stuff like that in the workplace. But she made me wake up and see my worth. Now, if she didn't tell me I was negative, if she didn't treat me bad, if it wasn't going like that, maybe I'd still be sitting there and this wouldn't even happen. So it's like, it's the glass half empty, is it full? It's how you look at things, it's your outlook. You can always see the darkness. I could be sitting here telling you, man, I did all of this, I jumped, and now it's Corona. What am I gonna do? My bills. What's the point of me doing this? There's people at the workplace suffering, everybody's suffering, self-employed or employed. Right about now, everyone's got to find a way. But what you got to do is find a way. That's what you have to do. Yeah? Whatever it may be. But there's no point of just sitting down, going on and on. Again, I've had to adapt and change. I've done some filming at home. There's remote working. You know, I do voiceovers. Adapt and change. Try and find a different way until there's better days. Do you know what I mean? But it just can't stop. And you can't let it, you can't give up for it. You can't give up for it. Yeah.
Mel, I just want to say a massive thank you for this interview. I think this is most really one of the most inspiring, you're one of the most inspiring people that I know, you know, in my life.
Bless you, man.
Everything, you know, that you've achieved, there's a reason why you've achieved it, and there's a reason why, you know, you give so much out, but there's a reason why, you know, so much is coming to you. That's through the grace of God, but I also do believe that's through your hard work, your I can attitude, your chameleon talents, you know, just your mindset and your belief. And I think there's so many gems in here for
my gosh, thank you.
People are going to watch this and they're going to be inspired and they're going to know that, you know, maybe if there was that little voice that's holding them back, they're just going to go out and get it, because
I hope so.
I think so. I just want to say a massive thank you.
Oh no, I thank you for giving me this interview. And you know, I always like to inspire, and if somebody can get some of these gems, maybe they need to hear it, then that's what it's about. You know, if it hits 5, 2, 1, it's worth it. And because sometimes you do need that little nudge. Yeah. There's so much more we can be doing, you know. So yeah, thank you for doing this. And
so this is gonna
any feedback from the people that like contact me, or whatever, I'll definitely like
well, I'm gonna put all your socials down and everything. This is gonna go out on Saturday.
Wow.
And I can't wait. I'm gonna spread the word like what?
I will share it. I can't wait. I'm gonna put it out there. And I got a thing called Melivation. I used to do Melivation on a Monday because people do like my energy. And a lot of people, like, I don't do blogging, I do vlogging. I think I'm much better when I speak and then typing it. And so I used to do that Melivation every Monday, and people used to just really like it and stuff. So I hope they can feel motivated and enjoy this interview. And if it does do anything, I'd love to know about it. People do message me and say that sometimes, Mel, I've just been watching your journey and I don't know, you don't know me or anything, but they went on to set up their business because they saw me do it. And so that stuff, I really love it. You know, I do love to hear those stories.
Bless. Well, thank you so much. Have an amazing rest of your day.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we're gonna catch up soon. But definitely.
I've got to work again after Corona, COVID-19, after the lockdown.
Okay, take care.
Have a good day, mate. See you later.